Hello. In this video we are going to discuss about the practice problem 2, bar of tapered cross section area. In previous video we have already discussed about bar of constant cross section area. So these are the questions basically from the lab manual, ANSYS lab manual, and this lab manual is followed all around in India, colleges, universities, everywhere. These questions are very old and it's outdated actually. All the procedure that is given, methods that is given, it's no longer valid for newer versions of ANSYS, and those are all for 2014 version of ANSYS. So in 2019 many of these method is not supported actually. So that's why I'm making this video, in order to give you a procedure on how to solve these problems in the newer version of ANSYS. So I'm going to be using ANSYS 2019, and let's go for this problem. So as we can see, this is a tapered bar and we have to convert it into two sections. So basically we can solve it using this configuration also, but as in manual it's given, so I'm going to use this. So this manual is as I have told, most common manual, everywhere it's used, and therefore what's given I'm going to follow that. So in this manual we have divided it into two areas, basically converted this into two areas, and that can be seen using this calculation, very small and basic calculation. We took the average of the two cross section area, and then took an average of this, got A1, then took an average of this part of area and the one we got, and we got A2. Basically just look at this calculation, it's not very tough, and just go through it. So now let's come to ANSYS. So this is SolidWorks, sorry. I'm going to close SolidWorks, this one. So in ANSYS, if we go for let's change the job name to practice 2. Okay, and practice 2. Okay, now for the first part we go for preferences. This is a structural problem, so we go for that. Okay, preprocessor, so we go for element type first of all, and for this we are going to use the link 180. And after defining element types, the main point over here is, in the previous manuals it's given use real constant. So as we can see, the real constant for links are not supported anymore. So as you can see this error message. So how to give the area? Nothing, no problem. We have to follow another procedure. We go for sections instead of real constants. We go for section, we go in link, basically it's transferred over here, link, add, and there are two links in this, one for A1, one for A2. There are two links. So I'm going to use link ID 1, link 1, and the link area that is given is 875 for the first link. Apply. For the second link, for this part A2, for the second link I'm going to type link 2, and the area that is given for it is 625, and click OK. Now we have sections for two links, A1, A2 basically we have defined. Now second thing is we have to define the properties of the material which is going to be used. So this whole thing is made from a single material, so no need, no problem in that. We just have to define one material model, and that is structural linear elastic isotropic, and our Young's modulus is given as 2E5, whereas the Poisson's ratio 0.3. Click OK, close this window, and we have defined element type, we have defined its area, two areas we have defined the material property, which is one material for the whole. And now we are going for modeling. In modeling, in previous video we directly created nodes and element, but in this video I'm going to show you how you can create key points, lines, and then basically later on we can mesh it into different types of element, the number of elements that you want. So we are going to get that much nodes, so we are going to use this procedure. So I'm going to create key points in this one, and in active coordinate system. So for the first one, just apply. So this is the node at the origin. For second one, we are going to apply for 187.5. Apply. For third one, it's going to be at 375. Okay, so we have these three nodes. Now in order to connect, this is solid modeling, solid geometry. So basically there are two types how you can model. With solid modeling you can describe the geometric shape of your model and then instruct the ANSYS program to automatically mesh the geometry with nodes and elements. Whereas in previous video we used the method of direct generation, where we manually defined the location of each node and connectivity of each element. So over here now I'm going to use lines to connect this. We can't use element over here. We are going to use line, straight line, pick 1 to 2, then 2 to 3. Okay, so we have two links over here, and keep in mind we haven't defined any area for these things. These are two just links, so we have to define the A1 and A2 for these two. So how to do that? We are going to go for mesh and meshing attributes. Here we are going to define the attributes of these lines. So I'm going to get this first link defined as for area 1. So picked lines, pick single, this one, apply, and we are going to, material is same, no need to change that. Real constant number not applied to here. Element type number, link same. Element section, now we are going to change it for link 1, because for link 1 the area was 875. Apply it. Now select the second link, go to apply. Over here material is same, element is same, but the section, the area is different, and for link 2 we have defined the separate area, so we have to select link 2 and click OK. Now we have defined area for both of the links. So we have successfully defined the mesh attributes. Now before meshing I'm going to control the size controls. I'm going to size controls, manual size, and in lines I'm going to click all lines, and the number of element division I'm going to give 10. So we'll see what happens. So each of the link that we have is divided into 10 segments. So now if we are going to mesh it, mesh, select both, okay. So we have meshed the whole thing. Now if you want to display the number of nodes also, so go to plot controls and go for numbering, and see over here node numbers are off. Just click it OK. Okay, so these are all the node numbers. Fine. So from 1 to 2 it's divided into 10 parts. From 2 to basically, yeah, so it's divided again. Then after meshing we are going to apply loads, define loads, apply loads, structural, displacement, and over here I'm going to I'm going to apply displacement on the key point 1, and that is going to be all DOF, because the left side is fully constrained. So for 1 we are going to apply all DOF. You can see the symbol of the constraint. Now I'll go for, what's the next thing that we should do? Yeah, we have this force over here, so go for force moment on the key point, and over here apply it's in the direction of fx with the value 1000. Click OK. We have defined the loads. After defining the loads, secondly we go for solve, current load step, OK. So the solution is done. So the next thing what I want is I want to plot the results. The counter plot, nodal solution, DOF solution, X component, deformed shape. So this is what I am getting. Uh, you can keep these node numbers, or what you can do is, I don't want it, so I'm going to switch it off. So this is the final answer that we are getting. In order to save it, just go for image capture. You can create a PDF out of it. So I have this software basically, and this is for, just make a folder every time you want to save it. This is proper way of organizing your stuff. So over here, save it as a name of practice 2 plot, save. So basically you are saying it's all black background, but when we save it as when we save it as a PDF, it converts into a white background. So this is the output that we are getting, and that is the output that we need. If you want to animate it, go for plot controls, animate, and deformed shape. You can go for deformed shape only, or whatever. Number of frames 10, time delay whatever you want. Okay. So this is the displacement that we are getting. Delay you can decrease, it will go on faster, and this is the way you solve this question. Thank you.